What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Recently, I did a review of the Edifier Atom Max headphones. Huge shout out once again to Edifier for supplying these for unboxing and review. So today we want to do a sound challenge. We want to bring in another budget headphone for a comparison. And this one will be the soundcore Q20i headphones. Now this should be a very interesting one-on-one, being that these guys are right in the same price bracket, and they pretty much have the exact same features head to head. So I did not get a chance to do a unboxing video for the Q20i's. I just was able to acquire these for this test. So, but I will leave links in the description where you can pick up one or both of these guys if you are interested. So this should be a very fun head-to-head. And without further ado, let's jump in. All right, we are back in. We're going to start off with the Atom Max. We are in the Connects app for Edifier. As you can see here, I just wanted to quickly show you my settings here. We have noise canceling turned on high. And here is my settings for my EQ. I'm losing my words here, but this is what we want to rock with. Okay, excuse me. And they have sound modes. I also have that set to music as well. That also helps. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get our music together. I should have had this all taken care of, but I didn't. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our sounds. All right, real quick. I am looking for a new all acapella song to use for testing. So if you have one in mind, leave it in the comments below. I appreciate it. All right, so what we're going to do now is we've got our Feeling Good. Dominic Feels of Me. I love this song, but I want to get a little variety with the all acapella songs and stuff. So if you have one, like I said, leave it in the comment. But we're going to go with this one here. We already got it queued up. Let's go ahead and check, make sure we have our optimal listening level. We are there. All right, let's go ahead and get the headphones on. All right, let's go ahead and get the camera switched over. All right, here we go. We got the camera switch. Let's go ahead and get our picture. All right, so we got a cutaway. All right, here we go. Song number 1 with the Atom Max. Let's do it. All right, right off the bat, they are sounding a little low, but they have nice clarity. Let's go ahead and turn this up a couple. Okay. Decent sound stage. Again, you're getting the popping sounds, the enunciation. I got a little quiet there, sorry. Getting the nuance, her breathing rhythm. Inhale, exhale. Very clear. Again, nice sound stage. The background vocalists sound nice and clear, and they definitely come in and fill in the space. They do sound very clear, and they got great balance too. All right, I love that harmonizing on here. They sound really, really good. Again, a little low on the natural volume. I had to turn it up a couple ticks to get where I would like to hear it at, where I like the sound, where the volume to be at, rather. But very clear with the acapella. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to switch over to the Q20i's and see how they handle song number 1. All right, we are back in. We've got the Q20i's paired up. We're in the app. As you can see, we have noise canceling turned on. And let's go into my custom EQ settings. There we are. There you have it there. My custom V shape, if you will. I love this. I love using this. Or some variation of this. I really get feel as though I get a good sound out of these Q20i's then with that setup. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna flip back over to our first song. let's go ahead and get these guys on. We're going to flip the camera around. All right. So we got them on. Let's go ahead and get our cutaway. Here we go. All right, here we are. Song number 1, soundcore Q20i's. Let's get it. All right, right off the bat, I love the volume. All right, very nice and loud. Don't have to worry about turning it up. Ooh. All right, background vocal is real crisp, nice, booming. Not as wide of a soundstage as the Edifiers, but nice and crisp. Okay. Again, getting the nuance from the lead vocalist as far as her breathing patterns, her enunciation of words, the B's, the P's, and T's. Doing a great job. Again, with the volume being naturally as loud as it is, you really get in a lot of detail. Now you got the harmonizing. Again, great balance. Sounds really, the clarity is top notch. I'm loving it. All right. I went over a little longer on that one. That was my bad. But man, just the clarity. Again, like I've already said, the volume, the natural volume. When I say that, I mean when you put them on and hit play, how loud are they? Okay. Definitely. I don't have to worry about turning them up past my preferred listening point level. I'm golden. Really good sound. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to song number 2. All right, we are back in for song number 2, You and That. We got E40 featuring T-Pain and Candy Girl. This should be a really good one. I can't wait to see how these two square off. Let's go ahead and get the camera flipped over. All right, we're back in. Let's go ahead and get our cutaway. Okay, here we go. Song number 2. Let's get it. All right, we got the Atom Maxes on. All right, again, I like the wide soundstage. You got good clarity. I wish these were a little louder. I really do. The bass is there, but it's just doesn't have the punch that I'm looking for, that I want. And the fadeaway is smooth, but again, low sounding, so you're not really able to enjoy it. Let me go ahead and turn this up a little bit. All right. Now we're at about 95%, and this is decent right here for them. Okay, vocals nice and clear at this point. The bass is decent. E40 is now clear. All right, let me bring this back down. All right, again, these guys, I catch it, and they just seem to not be clear. Like, not clear. I'm sorry, clear. They're very definitely got clarity. The natural volume, these guys, they just sound low. I mean, even at my preferred listening level, I went up 2 ticks from that. And they still don't give me the punch on the bass that I'm looking for. Again, wider soundstage. I love the spacing and everything. Great. I think that's where the bass takes a hit at because of the wider soundstage. The bass doesn't have that compact punch that you normally get from a headphone or earbud with a tighter soundstage. But man, that's exactly what it's missing. And other than that, the clarity is great. When I say clarity, I mean the vocalist. I think and any type of the auto tune on these ones were really, again, tinny but not piercing, which is really good. Allows you to listen to the song a little longer than usual. Let me see. Yeah, I think just the fact that it doesn't, the volume being low sounding tends to be the one thing that makes it fall short. Because then you got the bass and everything like that taking a hit as well. And not only that, but with the wide soundstage, I ain't gonna keep going back over that again, but that's where we're at with these guys. So let's go ahead and switch over here, and we're gonna put I'm about to call them Liberties, the Q20i's on. All right. All right, quick test just to make sure we are with them. Let's back the song up. All right, here we go. E40s, you and that with the Q20i's. Let's go. Okay, right off the bat, that bass is punching. And the fadeaway, the low end fades away nicely. Very, very clear. Oh, man. And again, now T-Pain comes in, very clear. Again, tinny with the auto-tune, but not ear-piercing. So the mids and highs are right on point here. All right, let's go ahead and turn this up. All right. Now I'm at about 80, 90%. Man, that bass is nice. Nice punch. Fades away nice. And again, the mids and highs, the lyrics, very clear. Let me go back down. Man, that's great. All right, we got E40 coming in. His lyrics is nice and clear too. All right. Just again, not as wide as a soundstage as the Atom Maxes, but man, that bass absolutely cranks, and it hits, and then it fades away smoothly, no distortion, even at the higher volume levels. Outstanding. I mean, there was no distortion on the Atom Maxes too. Let's be clear on that. There was no distortion here when it got up high enough. Like I said, I was at 95% on these guys. Where I only needed to go up to 90 on the Q20i's. Actually, I didn't even have to, but I did go up to 90, and I was like, okay, I don't need to go no further. But they sound really good. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to song number 3. All right, we are back in. We've got our third song up, Kenny G Home, our all instrumental selection here. So we've got the Atom Maxes on. Let's go ahead and get the camera flipped over. All right, here I am again. We got them up. Let's go ahead. Song number 3, Atom Max. Let's do it. All right, right off the bat, I love the crispness of the high keys. Okay, a decent transition to the low end. All right, the saxophone comes in. Very, very crisp. Man, this is okay. I want to say something, but I'm gonna save it for the end. But you know what? I'm not. This is where these sounds shine. These is where the Atom Maxes shine with that wide sound stage, because this is great. This sounds really good. This saxophone is very crisp sounding. The clarity is top notch. Oh, man. Again, the clarity of the mids and highs on this one was top notch. The low end keys, you really didn't get that feel for them as far as the low end, as far as the low end portion. But the mids and highs was absolutely fantastic on these headphones in this song. When it's even from the start, when it had the high keys, then before they transitioned to the low keys, and then, but again, and also with the width of the soundstage being as wide as it is, you got great spatial, like almost like a spatial audio type feel to them. Again, this is where these guys actually they really, really shine on. All right, so outside of the low end with the bass side of the low end, but this right here, this is exactly where they're good at. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to the Q20i's. Put these guys on right now. Man, I love the soundstage on the Atom Maxes in that one. That was really, really good. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick test. All right, we are there. All right, so here we are. Q20i's. I ain't even got my cutaway open. There we go. Q20i's final song. Let's lock in. Here we go. Right off the bat, again, the volume with the crisp keys, nice and crisp. That nice low end transition. You got the little rumble there. The clarity. So clear. I love it. I love it. But again, you can definitely tell the difference in the sound stage between these two. But they both have good balance when it comes to the instruments. Oh my goodness. It sounds so full. I love it. Impressive budget headphones, man. Both of them. Oh. And the detail that you're getting. Again, all right. And then even you, when you're hitting the low keys at the end, you still got that little rumble there at the end as well. So you're picking up that detail. Very nice. Again, tighter sound stage, but just that, the volume, the natural volume of these guys really, really, in my opinion, is set these apart. All right, let's go ahead, get this cleaned up. We're going to talk about this real quick between these two budget headphones and see who comes out the winner. Stay strapped in. All right, we are back in, and this has been a really good head-to-head. I kind of believed tale of two different types of headphones, but still, I like the square off between two budget headphones. So let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, first song, all acapella. Both of them did a really good job of giving me the detail of the lead singer when it came to the nuances, her breathing rhythm, inhaling and exhaling. One of the verses, her enunciation of words in there. When I say that, I mean the B's, the P's, and T's, how they're popping in the song and stuff like that. They both did a fantastic job of that, and excuse me, and as well as the background vocalist as well, nice and clear. However, though they are, the volume is low on these guys. You have to, when I say these guys, I mean the Atom Maxes. You have to turn them up to get them to the volume level that you like. But I love the soundstage, nice and wide, gives you that theater or concert, like you're there when they're recording it type of feel. But again, the volume on these guys just needs to be a little naturally needs to be a little bit higher in my opinion. In the decibel range needs to be a little higher on these guys in order to bring out more detail and stuff like that. Again, a wider sound stage, which I absolutely love. It does have its pluses and minuses though, but we'll talk about that a little later on. But again, I like the clarity on these guys. I just wish they were louder. With the Q20i's, again, like I said, they both did a great job of giving me the clarity of as far as vocalists and everything and all the nuance. But these guys were right out of the box, much louder than the Atom Maxes, but they don't have as wide of a sound stage that the Atom Maxes do. But still, you got the nice, bright, nice, louder headphone, a louder sound rather. Which then provides you a little bit more detail when it comes to just the nuances and stuff like that, her enunciations and her breathing techniques and stuff. That stuff is a little bit more prominent in that. And then, of course, the background vocalists seem like they fill in the space a lot more. But again, that's contributed to a higher volume level and a tighter sound stage than on the Atom Maxes. All right, so now let's go ahead and switch over to the bass song. Again, this is where having a wide sound stage kind of hurts. I guess you could say more like on the audiophile type of headphone, which I'm believing the Atom Maxes are leaning more towards. Again, wider sound stage. However, the bass is not as prominent as I would like. I do like a nice punchy bass, along with crisp and clear mids and highs. That's why I do the V shape as best as possible with the graphic equalizer, because I feel I get the best of both worlds that way. But with these and those just the wide soundstage, bass takes a hit. But you do get good clarity when it comes to the vocalists and everything. That goes without saying. But man, I really wish the bass was more prominent and gave you that punch that you were looking for. I did turn it up. I got to like 95% volume, and they sound decent. All right, at that point, I shouldn't have to go though all the way up that high to get a decent sound out of these guys. I shouldn't have to. But again, I'm thinking more leaning. These are more towards your audiophile listener, in my opinion, based on just listening to these and then doing this test. But then I did love the clarity on these. Fantastic. I just wish the bass met the energy of the mids and highs. All right, so moving over to the Q20i's, as I can get my words out. Again, bass absolutely punched on these. It thumped. You got the nice low end, the fade away, just again ripples in the pond. It was so clean. Again, the mids and highs, the vocals, T-Pain, E40, very clean, very clear. Again, not as wide as wide of a sound stage, but they sound really, really good. And again, that bass was just on point with the Q20i's. Going into our third song, Home, all acapella, saxophone, keyboard. Again, this is where I think having a wider soundstage with the Atom Maxes really shines at, because you're just dealing with instruments, and that saxophone keyboard combo sound wonderful with the wide soundstage. Crisp keyboard, saxophone, the mids and highs on the keyboard was absolutely fantastic. Again, despite the volume, the natural volume being low, you can really appreciate the crispness of the mids and highs when it comes to the saxophone and the keyboard. Then when it transition speaking of the keyboard, when it transitioned to the low end, lower keys, you could definitely see the drop off. Okay, but keep in mind, I mean, just saying, with the mids and highs, they were really fantastic, and with that wide sound stage, just absolutely sound great. Again, I think that's where these guys shined at with that song. Moving over to the Q20i's. I mean, again, the brighter sounds, the higher decibel, brighter sound. You really got a lot of detail when it came to the mids and highs. Right at the beginning, keyboard very crisp. The transition, you can hear the transition to the low keys as well. And then when the lead saxophone came in, very crisp. Again, a tighter sound stage than the Atom Maxes, but you did get good clarity. Excuse me. When it came to the instruments, and again, good spacing as well. Both of them did a really good job of spacing. Even the Q20i, especially with the tighter sound stage, they didn't sound like the instruments was overlapping each other. They did a fantastic job. All right, so based on everything we talked about here, which one would I have to go with? I would have to go with the Q20i's on this one. Reason being is I got a well-balanced overall sound out of these. I got good bass. I got good clarity when it came to the mids and highs. And I was able to thoroughly enjoy any type of song with these headphones. Whereas with the Atom Maxes, I love the mids and highs on these. I love the sound stage on here, but they don't have the volume and they don't have the bass. Again, I contribute the bass issues with the fact that these have a wider sound stage, and I'm thinking these are more geared towards your audiophile listeners, the ones that don't emphasize bass in their songs, like your jazz listeners, your classical music listeners, instrumental songs like our final song there with Kenny G, songs like that, you definitely or any type of song that really leans more towards the mids and highs, definitely these guys will do the job for you. I just wish that their natural volume was a little louder. All right, but in this, between these two, I would definitely have to go with the Q20i's because of their well balanced sound, especially in a budget headphone. Fantastic. I like these both for a budget headphone, to be honest with you. But again, it just depends on the type of listener you are. All right, so this will wrap up the sound challenge with the Edifier Atom Max going up against the soundcore Q20i headphones. Huge shout out once again to Edifier for providing the Atom Maxes for this head-to-head. It was a lot of fun. I truly enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. Like I said, I'll leave links in the description where you can pick up both of these if you're interested in one or the other, or both. And again, I got other, make sure I'm about to jump over a section, but let me make sure, if you like this, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to join me as I continue my journey, I got unboxing videos coming up as continuing, as well as a gauntlet series coming up. I've got some new earbuds coming in. I got other clip-on earbud videos, also unboxing videos. I'm working on dropping this. It's busy times, so you definitely want to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you're notified when videos like this, that, and the other drop. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.